Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sport Show, Poppy. We get some young talent in South Australia. Our next guest, of course, is an outstanding squash player. Still big, bright future in front of her. We talk about Alex Haydon. Alex, thanks for coming in.
That's okay.
All right, now try not to be too nervous. We want to try and relax you. So squash is your game. Tell us how you got into squash.
My family all played it, so I would always go down to the squash courts when they were playing and I was younger. So I started playing at like 8 years old and just been into it ever since.
All right, so you're currently ranked number 1 South Australian Junior. You're number 3 in female. You've just come back from a trip from Poland.
Yeah.
So you've had a pretty busy year in squash. Tell us about Poland. What was that experience like for you?
It was really good just seeing how high levels they play at. So the number 1 seed is also the number 4 in the world at the moment. So it was really good just seeing the standard she plays at and what I have to aim for.
Is there variances in game styles as you go around
yeah,
country?
each country.
And what are they?
Well, each country is just, they're more attacking, maybe at the back of the court, or some are more defensive and go for more short shots, and they're just all different styles.
And how does your game then change? Is there an expectation when you're playing a player from a particular country that you sort of know what to expect? How much research is done on them?
Well, it was my first World Juniors, so I hadn't really seen most of the players I played. So I guess I know for next time now. But yeah, I probably wasn't as ready as I will be next time.
Well, take us through just quickly. Take us through the matches that you had and how you fared.
Oh, so the first match I played a girl from Iran, and yeah, I went in that a bit nervous first game. But once I got into it, I was playing really well, and I got 2-1 up. Yeah, good. And then she came back, and I lost that in 5. It was really close, but I also got to play that on the glass court at the centre, so that was live streamed. So my family back here could watch it, so it was really good.
How different to playing on the glass court to normal court? Just trying to get the surroundings in your head.
It probably didn't die as much at the front of the court especially, so you had to hit the short shot in at the right time. But yeah, especially just everyone being able to see it from every angle was pretty cool.
Yeah. What about your strengths and weaknesses?
My strength is probably my fitness and just getting every shot I can back. My weaknesses is probably, well, I'm getting better at like the shots I play. Probably I'm really good at when I'm going out to the ball, but when it's hit at me, because I'm not used to, well, when we train it's more when we go out to the ball, so when it's hit at me I'm not as ready as I should be. But working on that at
When
the
you
moment.
went to the World Champs and you play against all these different players from other countries, do you keep a little book on the things that they said that you thought were really good to work on, or do you just remember it, or what's the system you've got?
When I went across, I had a little booklet where I rated the players I wanted to out of 5 compared to me as well. So I rated myself out of 5 for each of like how quick they get onto the ball and how quick they're back to the tee, or just how attacking they are and how determined.
Are you a hard rater on yourself, Alex?
Most of them were 3s.
Yeah, okay.
Most of theirs was 4 and 5s, so I've got a bit to go.
Yeah, and you mentioned your family's played squash. How involved are they now, and how much help or hindrance are they as you go forward?
Yeah, my parents are very supportive, and my brother still plays as well, so he plays nationally, and we're both on the state team this year again. It's his, oh no, he's still got 1 more year, but he's getting older. But yeah, they really support me and want me to do well.
So do we have the family rivalry? You play your mum and dad and your brother and it gets pretty competitive?
Yeah, I'm on my dad's pennant team at the moment, so we play every week together, and we've just swapped over, so I'm now number 4 on the team and he's number 5.
Oh, yes. How's he handling that?
I think he's happy, but he's also a bit...
So can you beat the mum, the dad or the brother yet?
My mum I've beat pretty early on, so but my brother, yeah, he's still above me, so he'll definitely be on my list to beat.
Yeah, that's right.
The style of game playing your brother, I imagine he's more powerful because at this stage in your career at least. How do you adjust to playing against someone that's more powerful?
Well, I guess it's a bit harder mentally just because he's my brother. but just trying to get into his head, I guess, and he's probably trying to get into mine. So it's not a normal game, I guess. But
have you hit him yet? Have you hit him? Have you? I've just had enough of this one.
Oh, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Just keep that up your sleeve,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Make your last card.
Make a note in your book that must hit
Yeah.
brother at some stage. Hey, what about competition locally? I guess that's the key to lifting a level, is that you've got consistent high-level competition. How do we rate overall?
SA is probably not as high for competition as other states. So I know next year I probably want to play in other states close by, like Victoria and New South Wales, just to get more experience and play higher level players. Because I'm already third in South Australia for women's, so there's not really a variety here for me to play that are women also.
A mate of ours, Chris Dittmar, was world number one for a very short period of time.
3 days.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it. Number one for 3 days,
But he always had trouble against... There's an Indian guy. It was
Imran.
We'll get back to that after the break.
Sorry.
But is there a country in particular that leads the way in squash still today?
Yeah, Egypt are up top at the moment.
Egypt.
Yeah, they're very good. In Worlds, they dominated as well. So 5 of the top 8 in the... Yeah, 5 of them were in the top 8 for World Juniors.
And why is that? Why is it that a country like... I wouldn't have picked Egypt in my top 10. But
well, I think it's their most popular sport there.
Okay.
So a lot of people play and they raise each other up.
Yeah.
But I haven't really been there before, so I'm not really quite otherwise sure.
Okay.
You've played in Singapore, played in Malaysia, so that the warmer, humid... Does it make the ball play differently?
Yeah, so the ball's very bouncy over there, so you have to rally it out more, not as many winners. So that's more when the fitness comes into it.
So that's an advantage for you?
Yeah. Whereas if it's the colder weather in England or something, good shot players that aren't as fit might win those matches compared to the fitter players.
I'm just going to quickly see if I can Google who was... Because it's troubling me while you're chatting. You guys chat amongst yourself for a sec.
We'll chat. What's next for you? You're talking about moving into state to increase your game, and it'd be tough for you and tough for mum and dad, I'm sure, and your brother to see you go. But the progression for you to move forward now?
Well, in the next 4 weeks is nationals, so I'll be playing that. I haven't really thought about much yet, but I'm about to plan in the next few years of what I'm wanting to do. But otherwise, nationals is coming up, and then I'll have a bit of a break, and then a few other national tournaments will start again in the earlier of the year.
What's your expectation for you at the nationals?
Nationals, I'm aiming to keep my #1 title. So I've won it the last 3 years, first in 13s and then last 2 in 15s, and now first year in 17s, and I'm hoping to keep up that streak.
All right, you just came back from the World Championships. We talked about that in Poland. How do they determine who you play against? How's that? Australia plays Egypt, Australia play... How do they decide which country you'll play against?
For individuals, they have the top seeds, so they've got a seeding, but otherwise it's kind of picked out of a hat who you play. So my match that I lost in 5 for the first round was a pretty tough match for me, whereas some of my fellow Australians had a few easier matches, so they automatically got into the top half. So I'm just glad this was my first year of many. So
what about coaches for you? Obviously mum and dad and your brother help along the way. Who's your main coach?
James Rogers, who's sitting over there.
In the studio, so we've got to say nice things about James. Okay.
So he's my main coach. I started in Clare, and I had Katrina Jones, who got me into it, who's the Clare coach, but she soon gave me over to James, and he's been getting me into line the last few years.
Jahangir Khan.
Jahangir Khan.
Sorry, it was troubling me. I know I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but it just troubles me.
None of those were even... Alex wasn't even alive when that was happening.
That's not.
It's really,
and he
really
was
a fair
from
question.
Pakistan.
Was he Pakistan? See, there you go. You know what? So you've done your research on squash. He knows the game. That's a really good sign of a young talent that actually knows the history of the sport as well. See? Very good. That's a good sign.
Just quickly, Alex, because we have to go. You've talked about possibly moving to Melbourne, maybe Sydney to improve your game. Is there a chance you'd then have to move overseas?
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking of moving to Melbourne or anything, just like to travel over there to play tournaments. But it's definitely an option moving overseas when I'm older to just play higher players, because Australia's not up there at the moment, but we are getting up there. But especially Europe are pretty high at the moment as well. So
Good on you. That's great.
Well, Alex, we appreciate you coming in. We'll hopefully get you back in 4 weeks' time and can tell us how you dominated the championships here for South Australia. We need to get to a break. Stay with us. Still plenty to come on the show.